Hi guys, welcome to my channel. We're still in between spaces and it's getting closer, so that's exciting. Gonna try to get some quick readings out for everybody. We're gonna start with the water energy. For some reason, that's just the energy I want to start with today. We're gonna start with Cancer, and then Scorpio, and then Pisces, I believe, is the plan here. Okay, so these are the Gift of Clarity, the Virtue deck. And we're just going to get 3 words here. And I'm not going to turn those over right away, guys. Oh, it looks like we're going to get 4, you guys, because it's coming through. Okay. All right. So we're going to kind of just like leave those turned over for right now. And we are going to pull Sacred Bee Oracle. Compassion. Okay, this has been something. Okay, so I almost did like a collective message a couple days ago. Because, mind you, we have some, could be complicated energy coming through in the planets here. We got Pluto, I believe, squaring, Saturn or the moon in Taurus, the new moon in Taurus, between the 17th and the 20th, or and energy doesn't just, it's not just for those 2 days, you know, it's just like this full moon energy that we just had, in this lunar eclipse energy and stuff. It's 2 weeks in, 2 weeks out, depending on how sensitive you are to energy and where you're at with the energy. It could be playing out any time frame around the time of that like shift in planets. So I usually feel like it depends, like Pluto and stuff, I feel like way before like everybody's kind of feeling it, or I'm seeing more effects of it around me. And also, you know, those further planets out, I seem to be more feeling those. But like the moon's constant, it's constant shift, constant change, and I'm very used to that. So it doesn't really it does affect me, but it affects me a little less because I'm like very aware of how fast the moon energy changes and how it affects me. And that's why it is important to kind of pay attention to those energies, I believe, like in your chart, in, you know, your environment, kind of paying attention. It's, let me see, let me go in here. Oh, okay, so it's Pluto and Mars squared by Jupiter. That's what it is. Okay, so that's the aspect that I was talking about. And I feel like compassion. And also, I went down kind of I kind of got some, I was, for a whole morning a couple days ago when I was going to do the collective message, I go down rabbit holes with words specifically and their meaning, and like how those words really bring in an energy. And the word that was there and everything synchronistically was leading to this energy. And it was magnanimity. And that is the loftiness of spirit, one to bear trouble calmly, to disdain meanness and pettiness, and to display a noble generosity. I've always kind of looked at that energy as just kind of being humble. Like, you know, when you lose, you're like, hey, you know, good job. Or, you know, or if you win, same thing. Good job, being like a good sportsman, having compassion for people that also maybe aren't as fast, or aren't at the place you're at, or haven't got out of the addictions, or haven't moved on from the toxicity. Having that extra compassion at this time, you guys, is very important. And I think Cancers specifically should know how important that emotional compassion is, because we've been through very much so a lot. The Cancer energy has been through a lot with the emotion. Made a lot of really impulsive emotional decisions in our lives, and it all rooted from unhealed emotional like stuff, trauma, whatever you want to call it. It's just not handling those emotions in, because it takes time to learn how these affect us and how we can better resolve our emotional instincts and traumas and wounds in a more constructive way that's more positive and healthy for us and the people around us. So magnanimity is to forgive. It's being a good winner, and it's also kindness and generosity especially towards an enemy or someone you have defeated. So that's kind of like a really important message, like this next couple weeks, you guys. So I want everybody to keep that in mind as we enter maybe some difficult energy. And if things are rubbing you wrong between that time, like the 17th, 21st of May, keep in mind that this is external energy that could be making people super sensitive and super ready for conflict and like confrontational, and not to engage in it. You can't run from it. You have to look at it, and you have to like kind of feel the way it's making you feel, like, oh, that wasn't nice, or but it's also I get that like 7 of Wands too. It's like, hey, I also know I'm standing in my position where I'm at, and I don't need to argue or fight with anybody about it. I don't need to prove my point. I got the divine having my back, and I don't need to engage in this pettiness or this small-mindedness. And it doesn't mean calling somebody small-minded either. It's just, deep down, it's just something that not to quarrel with it at that time. That's the message I'm trying to get out there. So we got compassion here. I am going to read that. We're going to read this compassion card. It is water energy, which is befitting for this Cancer reading. But this is a beautiful deck. And I picked this deck to work with like this last week. And I started at the full moon, which was in Scorpio, because it's springy and there's a lot. And the bees are just continuously about this. It's just work. And, it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of... I feel like a lot of spreading and a lot of like, they're social creatures, but they're like spreading, like they're taking one thing to another thing, and it just spreads. Like, and I feel like that's a really important energy collectively for us right now. I feel like everything we do right now is, can be very impactful for the collective, in the positive or the negative. Let's hope positive. Without compassion, the world would be a pretty dismal place. While it should be natural and ever present in humans, we have become desensitized on so many levels that people lack compassion. Practicing meditation, I always want to say meditation, and mindfulness can serve as much needed reset button. Compassion takes our genuine caring and extends it to our fellow human beings. If you take time and observe your behaviors in yourself and others, you will notice that compassion levels vary amongst people. Okay, I will say I can't wait to get the new space, you guys. It's going to be great for our readings. It's going to be great. Quiet. I get interrupted a lot in this space. It's the center of the house. I can't be angry about it, but it is kind of been a issue when I'm trying to get these messages out, and it's very disruptive. But it's nobody's fault. It's just, that's why it's important just to be patient until the time comes when I have the space and the quietness and the just a lot more focus in a new space. It's going to be really nice. So let me read the bottom of this card, this compassion card. And it says, today is a day to make an effort to be compassionate to all sentient beings. With every encounter, wish them peace, health, and happiness. If this is a day that you will be alone, then there will be lessons learned by being compassionate with yourself. This card is a call to heighten your awareness of empathy and grace. I love that. So that's how we're starting your guys' reading, with compassion and grace, meditation. This is really nice. So, there we go. We got the Princess of Discs, which is like the Page of Earth. And, it's beautiful. There's a feeling of really thinking about, I've been getting this with the Cancer readings, so what you're going to nurture, what you're going to put your focus into, what you're going to put your energy into. Also, there is a peaceful, kind of calm, grounding energy to this card. Oh, and then we got the Queen of Swords coming in here in the present. Very focused, and also very clear on what it is you're wanting to do, what you are doing, and not letting anything distract you or come between you and your focus. That's what I'm feeling. Like there was this feeling here of this kind of, I really want to make this happen here on Earth. And this has been an energy collectively too. It's like bringing part of our our highest selves into the earth, into what we're doing, showing that, maybe helping heal others. Everybody has a different flow or a different thing they're trying to bring to others, through their experiences, through their lessons, through the stuff that they've went through and been through and grown through and healed through. And it doesn't really, it does not matter what it is or how you got here. It's bringing it to others, and in a very clear, logical, grounded way, where there's like no questions about what it is you're trying to do. And I'm getting that too. And then we got the Magician, and this is what I was feeling too, the manifestation, manifesting something, creating something, from a very grounded and nurturing place to a very focused and uninterrupted place. And I think that's been an energy definitely building. Like, it's like, okay, I know what I want to do. I've thought about this. I've grounded this in my reality. And now I need to focus, and I need to be firm in what is kind of, especially mentally, what is keeping me away from creating what I want, and what is going to move me towards it. That's what I am feeling. Excuse me. Be careful of any self-sabotage and any fears or confusion. We got 2 sevens here, the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. Any confusion, lack of security, stuff like that. You're feeling that you could maybe jump the gun, maybe make a choice too fast, a choice to fight or flight, a choice to maybe make a quick decision. Right now, I would be mindful not to do that. I would stay very focused on the big picture here and what you're trying to create, and not let anything, distractions, illusions, even like, and I do look at the 7 of Swords a lot of the time, is like, almost, it can be like a paranoid too, like feeling of where we kind of make quick decisions, or we don't face things head on because we're afraid. And there is a fear aspect to that too. And with the 7 of Cups, I always see it as kind of, there's a lot of choices and a lot of things, but it's like, we got to pick one to focus on. We can't focus on them all. You can, but it leaves your energy scattered, and it doesn't utilize your tools to the best of your abilities, and it will bring up in scattered results. So, and then I shuffled again, and we got that Queen of Cups, which is having that emotional, which, as I was talking about, like self-sabotaging, paranoia, fear, making quick, impulsive decisions. As I was talking about at the beginning of this reading, it's like, we've learned that, like, the Cancerian energy has definitely learned this about the emotions. And I think that's why this Queen of Swords is sitting here. There's a very logical energy that we've learned. It's been a long time coming, but it's very focused, and it's very ready to do something with all that we've learned, and create something really tangible and logical and realistic with it. So that Queen of Cups, but still got that emotional, still in the emotions, but there is a way of doing this that is more understandable to others, and compassionate to yourself and to others, because we go back to that compassion card. And this is just really being fully doing this from an emotional place, but there's a real focused, centered, grounded energy to it, if that makes any sense. So let's see what's on the bottom of this. The subconscious. And I do, a lot of the times, you guys, and it's a thing, that it is what it is. The water is the psyche, going deep, the psychic, the bringing that really unconscious stuff to the conscious, and clearly to be seen or worked with, utilized in a way that is creative and kind of, yeah, that's where the magic happens, is when we take this stuff that's deep in and bring it up. And especially if we do it in a really grounded and constructive way, not an impulsive or scattered or from a place of fear or confusion, clarity. So that's what I'm getting. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get one of these. Well, I want to see these words real quick, actually. Confidence. Yes. And I'm feeling that with this Princess of Earth. It's having confidence in your place in this earth, in this earthly environment. Having confidence in what you want to do, and also trusting yourself. This is trusting and conviction, self-reliance, and feeling certainty of one's ability. Like, do I have enough to do this? Do I Do I believe in myself enough? That's that Seven of Swords too, is like not believing in yourself or others enough, not having enough trust in yourself or others. So therefore making really decisions from a place of fear, or a place where you're just like, oh, they won't, use these swords correctly, or I'm not it's just like really like getting out before you can really see what's trying to happen here. So it's staying grounded, knowing that, being confident in where you're at, even if there is those subconscious kind of fears and emotional like triggers of like, oh, this could not work out, or this could, trust yourself, trust how far you've came, trust what you've learned about this emotional manifestation that's taken tons of, it's taken tons of failures and tons of good things, tons of negative things have happened at this point in the journey. And it's like, okay, I got to be clear now and focused on moving forward to create something from all of this here on this earth. And we go through a lot internally our whole lives, and we never quite know how to put that out here for people to understand or see or have compassion for. It's just having confidence in your part in this. And then we got elegance, which to me feels like grace, which is something that this reading is highlighting, and it's being graceful. Knowing, yeah, I have had this stuff, or this stuff I went through, and maybe that person didn't understand it, but to just be graceful and move forward, manifest from a place of clarity and sureness and confidence. And the Queen of Swords is very confident in her thinking and her logic and her clarity and her mind. It's cleared mind. Character is a habit long continued. Grace and style in manner or appearance, pleasing simplicity. Yeah, getting the mumbo jumbo, the confusion out, becoming very confident and graceful in what you're thinking, and just moving forward with a very grounded. And the Princess of Discs can be a slower moving energy, and then the Queen of Swords is just, and it can stop it right in its track to actually do the right mental. I always feel it's like mental. All the swords really is like just mental, like path working in the brain, like restructuring our thoughts and putting them in a more logical, but yet we still have where that came from, which is illogical to a lot of people, but it's becoming more logical because of the way it's being shown. It's hard to take people seriously when they're all over the place, scattered, emotional addicts, whatever. It's hard to listen. It's hard to hear the undertone of what's going on until you get that clear mind, until you get that clarity, and you see that being spoke and being communicated to you in a clear way. You can't fully understand what's kind of led up to that. So I feel like we're going there kind of collectively. Delegation. This came in the collective that I was going to do, and I ended up not, because I ended up getting interrupted. So I ended up quitting it, and then I lost my whole message. Well, most of it, the end of it. The delegation, don't bite off more than you can chew. So, not taking on, just keeping it focused, keeping it simple, keeping it clear. The one thing you want to focus on, not a whole bunch of stuff. And once again, that's coming in. That's pretty clear message here for you, Cancer. And organization, getting organized, putting everything in its place, knowing that belongs there and that belongs there. This could be talking about your energy too. Knowing what energy to bring, knowing what tools to use for what jobs, knowing what energy to bring to the table at different picnics, different things. Like you bring this energy to work, you bring this energy to home, you bring this energy to your readings, you bring this energy where it is needed. A place for everything and everything in its place. Keeping the separation, it's the separation between this and that. That's logical. That's Queen of Swords. That's, and also when we learn to do that, it does give us confidence. It does give us like the feeling of, hey, I've learned to like kind of master my thinking and master my emotions to where I know where and when to utilize and do this work, do what I'm doing. It brings so much clarity in what we're doing. When it used to just all be one big mess of things, now it's becoming very, I want to say more compartmentalized, but it's not compartmentalized. It's just organized. It's there is a place and a time and a time for everything, and understanding that brings great clarity and great understanding, and compassion. It will bring compassion too, because you have to understand sometimes that apology isn't coming in this time, or that thing isn't coming at this time. It's patience, it's understanding, and also not taking on more than what we are. Stay focused on one thing or one goal. Try to stay grounded in that. That's what I'm getting. Be confident that what you are choosing to work on, you have everything you need to do that. Don't doubt yourself, but be graceful about it and be simple about it, to the point where everything else doesn't come in and distract you. You're not being sidetracked by other things. You know what you're trying to manifest. You know what you're trying to make here happen. Organization. I love it. The process of ordering objects into patterns to be more easily recognized. Getting that flow of organization, that, hey, this always goes here. You always know where to find it then too. If you know where something goes and you know this is the place for that, or this is the time for that, it changes that pattern thinking. It like, okay, this is always the time for that. This is the time for that. This is the place for that. And then when you have to go back and find something or retrieve something, and this is metaphor. I speak in a lot of metaphors, you guys, but you always know where it's at because you've now got a place for it. So, yeah, I'm getting that, just not like letting things over leak into each other. That's kind of what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get one of these to close up this reading, guys. Ooh, that is beautiful. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, so we did just have the full moon that I was telling you about, but I love the art in these cards, and I will read it. But there's this watery path through this land, okay? And this is something I've been feeling for years for the water and the earth energy, is this. I've come to a lot of realizations about the flow of water energy, earth energy, fire energy. I've learned a lot the last 3-4 years, but this last year, it's been wild. But this path of emotion is, water has formed a path for itself through this really structured energy, okay? Which, Queen of Swords and stuff, this is the structured mind space. This is that water, the unconscious. This is speaking to me on a bigger message about the unconscious and the emotional, deep stuff, creating a path for itself in the mind to create something with that benefits all, that is. And this is before I'm even reading the card. I'm just getting this. And it goes back to a reading I did, I don't know, probably maybe a year ago. And it was about this water eroding. And it might have been like a water reading, or it could have been a Cancer reading, who knows. But it was about this water, it just over time trickling and, what's that called? Eroding the earth around it to create a new landscape. And I feel like that's really, we're finally like in a really, we're seeing that landscape changing. I know I am. Like when I'm looking through YouTube videos and I'm looking through astrology videos, tarot videos, I'm like, wow, there's been a huge a turning point for the way people are speaking about these emotions and this deep unconscious, subconscious stuff. It's like awesome. And it's just so much more deep than, it's kind of like how music took its turn, after the 50s, 60s, when rock came in and everything kind of just shifted into it. And it's like, oh, it's okay. And like, I always see this when I think about this now, this structure kind of crumbling into a new freedom. I think of like the old dancing, like bandstand, American Bandstand and stuff. And when they first started dancing, they would always be like, and this was them like jamming out, you guys. And now you're like, yeah, and you're jamming out and like the freedom is there, but everybody felt really like shy and like scared to like really express themselves in like a feeling kind of way. It's like, I feel this music, like, yeah, and now we do that like so much easier. Thank you to that. But that's what I'm feeling. It's just this, bringing that to a place, but still having that like place for it. Like there's a place to dance like that. There's a place to talk like this. There's a place to express this. There is a place to conform and do your job and stay focused on what the bigger picture is, which is sometimes takes trickling like little bits at a time to create a real nice pathway to something very that everybody can see and understand. This is called the Voyager, and it's initiation, new beginnings, and we are going to be having a new moon. We're in a new moon actually here soon. Right now it's waning because we just had our full moon, but our new moon will be around the 17th, 18th, around the time when I was just talking about it could be, kind of uncomfortable for some people, like some confronting energy trying to get us into that Seven of Swords or that Seven of Cups, confuse us or sidetrack us or pull us into a state of fear or defensiveness or bad choices. So just be really mindful of this energy coming in, you guys. There is something that you have been hesitant to do, and now is the time. Do not worry if you are ready. I was feeling this at the beginning of the reading. I'm like, it doesn't matter where you're at. You have everything you need, and you've been thinking about this. And I know personally this was resonating because, there'll be so many times like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to talk about this, or I'm not ready to express this, or I'm not ready to just like be myself, like, but I am, and I'm fully aware of what Spirit's been trying to guide me into doing, at least personally in my life and here. And it's just being truly more authentic, and honestly, not worrying about if you're enough, if you have enough, the confidence, bringing that confidence in. It's like you went through all this stuff for a reason. All this emotional stuff, especially these water signs, water energy, it's a lot, you guys, but there is a reason for it. And we have to, should have faith in that. Especially by now, because we've seen it playing out in our lives. It's powerful. Do not worry if you are ready or if it will turn out perfectly. It's saying do it anyway. Do that thing. Stay focused on that thing. Don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry about anything else. Just stay focused on your goal and know that you're enough. You have conviction. Spirit's got your back. And know that you have the ability and the structure and the dedication to do it. Just don't get overwhelmed. Don't take on too much more than, understand your limits too. They're just... I hate the word limits because I'm kind of a rebel like that, but there is limits. We have limits to how far we can stretch our energy before we need to recharge. So utilizing this energy to really get as far as we can get before we need a little break is important right now, I feel like. It is not the destination, but the journey. Enjoying the scenery, enjoying the synchronicities, seeing the common in all the things that we think are not the same, but there is a lot of common grounds here and common goals and realities. This has been the perception thing that I feel like Cancers have been working on a lot too. It is not the destination, but the journey that the things of life are made of. I love that. This reminds me of another deck. It's like the Earth Oracle, and it has a swirly water path, and it's like, it might not even be a water path. It might have been like just a path, but it was like swerving, It's like sometimes we feel like we've kind of gone this way, gone that way, but it's creating this path to understanding and just a more... And it's something for everybody, it's interesting. I'm getting a lot from this. So, Cancer, that's your reading. And then we got preparation. So a lot of right now, like pre-laying the ground, preparing, maybe doing some real thinking and real separating of, hey, this is how I'm going to organize this. This is what I'm going to delegate so that I have more energy to do this thing that I'm working on. Because I need a new beginning, and I'm doing that. And it's could be in anything, you guys. Job, your work, your whatever it is. And then on the bottom, the stillness. So right now there's a lot of just preparation going on, a lot of organizing, a lot of building that confidence and that trust in yourself to really manifest something much bigger here. So that is beautiful, Cancer. That's your reading. As always, I appreciate you guys, your likes, your subscribes, you guys coming and watching your video. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.